Let me ask you something that might feel uncomfortable. Why do so many riders freeze the exact moment a car pulls out in front of them? Not swerve, not brake smoothly, not adjust their line. Freeze, hands stiff, arms locked, brain blank. Half a second that feels like five. If you've ever felt that, you're not alone and you're not slow. There is a clear reason it happens, and when you understand it, something changes. I'm Matthew from Autozium. Today, we're breaking down why riders freeze when a car pulls out and what you can do so that moment never controls you again. Stay with me, because what causes the freeze is not what most people think. Most riders believe they freeze because they panic. That sounds right. It feels right. Your heart jumps, your chest tightens. So you think panic is the problem. But panic is only the surface. The real issue starts earlier, before the car even moves. And once you see it, you won't ride the same way again. Here's what's really happening. When you ride, your brain is constantly scanning for threats. It checks cars, side streets, mirrors, road surface. Most of that happens without you thinking about it. But scanning is not the same as deciding. That's the part riders miss. When a car suddenly rolls forward from a side street, your brain must choose fast. Brake? Swerve? Do both? Accelerate? Hold line? If you have not already decided what your first move will be, your brain has to sort through options in real time. And that sorting process costs time, not seconds, milliseconds. But on a motorcycle, milliseconds matter. That tiny delay feels like freezing. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The freeze is not your brain shutting down. It's your brain trying to protect you. It does not want to make the wrong move. So it pauses just long enough to search for the safest one. That pause is the freeze. And the more uncertain you are, the longer that pause becomes. Let's slow this down. Picture yourself riding down a main road. There's a side street ahead on the right. A car is waiting there. You see it, but you don't really think about it. You assume they'll wait. Your speed feels normal. Your hands are relaxed. Your fingers are not covering the brake. Then the car inches forward. Your brain notices. Now it must answer several questions at once. How fast am I going? How far is that car from my lane? Is there traffic behind me? Can I swerve left? How hard can I brake without locking up? That's a lot of questions for one moment. If your brain has to calculate all of that from scratch, it hesitates. That hesitation is the freeze. Now, here's something even more important. The freeze often begins before the car even moves. It begins when you ride without a plan near risk areas. Let that sink in. If you approach every side street with the silent belief that cars will wait, your brain is unprepared for movement, and unprepared brains hesitate. But if you approach with a simple decision already made, everything changes. We'll get to that decision in a moment. But first, I want to show you something else most riders don't realize. Freezing once changes how you ride after that. Let's say a car pulls out one day. You freeze. You recover. Nothing bad happens. But it shakes you. Now, the next time you see a side street, what happens? You think about freezing. That thought tightens your body. Your shoulders lift. Your grip tightens. Your breathing gets shallow. Tension slows reaction time. And when your body is tense, your movements become stiff instead of smooth. So now your brain has two problems: the traffic situation and your body tension. That makes the next close call feel even worse. This is how one small freeze can grow into a pattern, but it doesn't have to. Before we talk about the fix, there's something you need to understand about how fast decisions work. Your brain has two ways of reacting. One is fast and automatic. The other is slow and thinking. When you practice something many times, it becomes automatic, like shifting gears, like using turn signals. You don't think about each step. But emergency reactions are only automatic if you've decided them before. If you haven't, your brain switches to slow mode in the worst possible moment, and slow mode feels like panic. Now let's ask an honest question. When you ride past side streets, do you truly expect cars to move? Or do you hope they won't? Most riders hope. Hope is not preparation. Preparation is simple and clear. And here's the first key shift. Instead of thinking, that car better stay there, think, if that car moves, I brake first. That's it. Not brake and swerve. Not brake hard and look for escape. Just brake first. Simple decisions reduce hesitation. When your brain already knows the first step, it does not pause. It acts. But there's another layer most riders overlook. Your hands. Where are your fingers when you pass risk areas? Are they wrapped around the throttle with no brake coverage? If so, you have added extra steps before braking. Move fingers, squeeze lever, adjust pressure. Those extra steps may only take a fraction of a second, but in traffic, that fraction matters. Now imagine this instead. You approach a busy side street. You expect movement. You place two fingers lightly over the front brake. Your right foot rests ready over the rear brake. You have not changed speed. You have not slowed dramatically, but your body is ready. That readiness reduces the brain's workload. When the car inches forward, your brain does not panic. It simply sends the signal you already prepared: squeeze. No searching, no debate, just action. And here's where many riders get confused. They think being ready will make them more anxious. The opposite happens. When you have a clear first move and your hands are prepared, your brain feels safer. Safety reduces tension. Less tension means smoother reactions. But we're not done yet, because even with brake coverage and a clear plan, riders still freeze sometimes. Why? It comes down to where you're looking. Most riders look at the car's headlights or windshield, but drivers can make eye contact and still pull out. Headlights don't move until the car moves. The real signal is lower: the front wheels. Wheels tell the truth before the body of the car does. The moment they start to roll, even slightly, you know. If you train your eyes to check wheels in side street situations, your brain gets information earlier. Earlier information means more time. More time means less panic. Less panic means no freeze. Now, let me share something important that we will build on in the next part. There is one hidden factor that makes freezing far more likely, even if you cover the brake and watch wheels. It has to do with space. And most riders don't notice they are missing it until it's too late. We'll break that down step by step, because once you see it, you'll start adjusting it on every ride. But before we go there, let's ground this in something real. I once rode with a man named Mark, early 40s, careful rider, good control, but he admitted something quietly. When cars edge out, I lock up, not the bike, me. He wasn't reckless. He wasn't inexperienced. He simply had not chosen his first move ahead of time. On one ride, a car rolled forward from a gas station entrance. He hesitated. Not long, but long enough to make it uncomfortable. After that, we made two small changes. He covered his brake in busy areas, and he made one rule: brake first, decide second. That rule removed the delay. Weeks later, he said something simple: I don't freeze anymore, I just react. Nothing magical happened. He did not become fearless, he became prepared. And that difference is everything. Now think about your own riding. How often do you approach side streets casually? How often do you rely on hope? How often do you ride close to traffic with no extra space? Don't answer quickly. Think about your last ride. Because in the second half of this, we're going to talk about the space factor, why speed makes freezing worse even when it feels normal, and the one habit that makes riders feel instantly more in control in busy traffic. And if you've ever had that moment, that half second where your brain felt empty, the next part will matter more than you think. Freezing becomes far more likely when you don't have enough space. Let's break that down in simple terms. If you are riding close behind another vehicle, your brain is already busy managing distance. If you are riding beside a car, your escape path is limited. If you are riding faster than you planned, your stopping distance increases. So when a car pulls out, your brain is not solving one problem. It is solving three or four at once: speed, distance, escape path, braking force, traffic behind you. Too many problems at once increase hesitation. Now imagine a different setup. You are riding with a strong following distance. You are not riding in someone's blind spot. You are not squeezing between vehicles. You have a clear buffer around you. Suddenly, the same car pulls out. Is the situation still serious? Yes, but your brain has fewer variables to solve. Fewer variables mean faster action. This is why experienced riders talk so much about space. Not because they like large gaps for comfort, but because space buys thinking time. Thinking time prevents freezing. Here is a simple rule that changes everything. If you cannot see the driver's wheels clearly, you are too close to react comfortably. That one check alone will improve your reaction time. Now let's talk about speed. Speed does not just reduce stopping distance, it increases mental pressure. When you ride faster than you are fully comfortable with, even by a small amount, your brain stays in alert mode. Alert mode uses energy. When a car pulls out at that moment, your brain is already partially loaded. Loaded brains hesitate faster. This is why riders sometimes freeze more on familiar roads than unfamiliar ones. They feel relaxed. They increase speed slightly. They reduce following distance slightly. They do not feel tense, but their safety margin shrinks. Then something unexpected happens, and the brain must work harder in less time. Here is a quiet truth. Most freezing does not happen because the rider lacked skill. It happens because the rider was riding with thin margins. Thin margins create mental pressure. Pressure slows decisions. So, how do you widen margins without riding scared or overly slow? You make three small adjustments. First, increase following distance near intersections and side streets. Not everywhere, just where cars can enter your path. Second, reduce speed slightly when passing areas where vehicles may pull out. You do not need to crawl. Just remove the extra edge. Third, avoid riding directly beside other vehicles in risk zones. Stay slightly behind or slightly ahead so you have room. These changes do not feel dramatic, but they reduce mental load. Reduced load equals faster reaction. Now let's address something uncomfortable. Some riders freeze because they do not fully trust their braking ability. They worry about locking the wheel. They worry about grabbing too hard. They worry about losing control. That doubt creates hesitation. If your brain is unsure about what happens after you squeeze the brake, it delays squeezing. So ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you practiced firm, controlled braking in a safe area? Not panic braking in traffic. Controlled practice in an empty parking lot. If it has been a long time, your confidence may be lower than you think. Confidence is not loud, it is quiet. It shows up in how quickly you act. Here is a simple practice you can do safely in a large empty space. Ride at a moderate speed. Choose a clear stopping point. Apply smooth, firm front brake pressure while keeping the bike straight. Repeat. The goal is not to scare yourself. The goal is to remind your brain, when I brake firmly, the bike responds predictably. Predictability removes hesitation. Now let's connect everything together. A car pulls out. If you are riding with space, moderate speed, brake coverage, and a pre-decided first action, your brain does not freeze. It acts. You brake, you assess. If needed, you adjust. Notice the order. Brake first, assess second. This order is important. If you try to assess first, you delay braking. Braking buys time. Time gives clarity. Clarity allows smart adjustments. Now let's talk about something very real that many riders never admit. After a close call, the memory sticks. Even if nothing happened, you replay it later. You think, why didn't I react faster? That replay can create fear of the next incident. But here is the truth. Your brain replays events to learn. If you give it a better plan, it updates. Instead of replaying failure, it stores preparation. So after your next ride, ask yourself one question. If that situation happened again, what would my first move be? Answer it clearly. That answer reduces future hesitation. Now, I want to address another common mistake. Some riders focus too much on swerving. Swerving is useful, but it requires space and quick judgment. If you have not already confirmed an escape path, swerving adds another decision. Brake pressure is simpler. Braking stabilizes the bike. It reduces speed. It increases options. Once speed drops, you can decide whether to swerve. This is why the rule brake first works so well. It simplifies the moment. And simplicity is the enemy of freezing. Let's imagine two riders approaching the same side street. Rider A is close behind traffic, slightly above comfortable speed, hands fully on throttle, no brake coverage, hoping cars wait. Rider B has extra following distance, slight speed reduction, two fingers covering the brake, and has already told himself, if that car moves, I brake. The car pulls out. Rider A's brain scrambles. Too many variables. Freeze. Rider B's brain sends a signal it already practiced. Squeeze. Same situation, different outcome. Not because Rider B is braver, because Rider B reduced uncertainty before it happened. Now here is something powerful. You do not need to eliminate fear to eliminate freezing. You only need to eliminate decision confusion. Fear may still appear, heart rate may still rise, but action will not stop. That is the goal. Not to feel nothing, but to move anyway. Before we close, let's create a simple checklist you can remember on every ride. When approaching intersections, side streets, or driveways, expect movement. Cover the brake. Create space. Reduce speed slightly. Watch the wheels. Brake first. 6 simple actions. No complex strategy, no dramatic moves, just preparation. And here's the resolution I want to leave you with. Freezing is not fate. It is a signal that your brain needed a clearer first step. Give it that step. Give it space. Give it practice. And the next time a car inches forward, you won't feel stuck. You won't feel blank. You will simply respond. Ride aware. Ride prepared. And I'll see you in the next one.